Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the author of this best-selling book, The Words Are Backwards, You're Not. Dyslexia is Your Superpower. We'll explain next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I can't believe it's been 2 years since Dylan Smith's been on this show, but I'm so excited to have him back because a lot has happened in the last 2 years, including writing a best-selling book, The Words Are Backwards, You're Not. Dyslexia is Your Superpower. We're going to explain that in a minute, but Dylan, thanks for coming back on the show.
Jeff, so thank you for having me back. I'm so happy to be in Dallas.
You're a rock star, man. You're out there speaking, signing books. You've done so much in the last 2 years.
Thank you.
So your career is just taking off. But let's go back to the very beginning.
Yeah.
So when did you know you were different?
I would say, I want to say almost immediately because I did kindergarten twice. So I knew something was wrong when they held me back. And then usually when we got around middle school, I could see my gap with my peers' gap.
Yes.
And then high school, it was so apparent. And then when we had done the tutoring and figured out it was dyslexia with the correct, I'm blanking on the word.
That's okay.
But the diagnosis, the
Yes.
correct diagnosis of dyslexia, it was soaring. Hard work, right? Had to study every night and
Yes.
catch up to my peers to graduate. But in that journey of my life, as you know, the journey is longer than we all seem it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this is so much. I've just experienced so much, but honestly couldn't relate to that kid today because I've done so
Right.
much and I've grown so much and I've learned so much.
Well, I love what you said about dyslexia can be your superpower. I think about people like Elon Musk, and I think he's someplace on the autism scale.
Yes.
But he's brilliant, and he's the richest man on the planet.
Absolutely.
So that is probably his superpower.
Yeah.
When did you discover that it was your superpower?
I do know when that. I was invited to speak at an insurance company's Christmas party, and I was 19 years old and had no business being there. But this guy his name's Giovanni Ramirez, he believed in me and said, hey, I just want you to come share your story at my Christmas party. Because I told him at like a dinner, one-on-one, like we're sitting here right now. Yeah. And he's like, will you speak at my Christmas party? I'm like, I don't speak. He's like, just tell them what you told me. So I get up there and everybody after the fact is like, do you speak? Are there YouTube videos? Do you have a thing? And it was like a light bulb immediately where I was like, maybe I should be.
I love that, and there's nothing that's I do some speaking as well, but there's nothing like having the audience in the palm of your hand, and they're hanging on every word. And you also go to schools and speak,
Yes.
and so you're doing some amazing things. Let's go ahead and pull up your website and scroll down the website, and let's talk about the kinds of audiences that you love to speak to.
I really enjoy speaking to kids in schools because when I get into a school, I'm speaking to that version of myself.
Yes.
And I feel like when kids come up to me and tell me how they've resonated, it really touches my heart and fulfills me. I've had the privilege to speak in humongous conferences, sold out theaters, which has been surreal. And people still come up to me, but it's different because they're relating their story to what they heard in my speech and they're inspired. But when you talk to a kid, I'm talking to myself. So it really forces me to reflect.
Okay, when you look back at all your years of speaking, what's one of the highest compliments you've ever received?
I know exactly. Somebody had come up to me after my speech when I was trying to bounce, and he had shared with me that he didn't commit suicide because of a talk I gave.
Wow.
And I was brought to tears immediately.
I got chills.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about your book. When did you write the book?
It's been 3 years. So I've been writing it for 3 years. It came out in February.
Okay.
It went bestseller 2 weeks ago.
That's
International.
incredible.
Yes.
Okay, so give us a takeaway from the book. I know there's many.
Reflection is the best tool to continue pushing forward. and to appreciate the journey for what it is and when things happen. Because sometimes, as you know, as an entrepreneur, you're pushing to be that superstar tomorrow instead of next year.
Yes.
And to understand that the journey is what's building the man, not the company, and the company comes second.
And are you able to enjoy the ride?
I've really been enjoying the rides recently. I moved to Florida. I got a dream job at a hedge fund. I wrote a book. I've been on 2 tours. I've been the opportunity to be around some pretty amazing people, like some Grammy Award-winning artists have reached out to me, and I've interviewed them, and I've gotten opportunities of a lifetime. I was just in Vegas 3 days ago filming an Apple TV show, so I'm really grateful for what's going on right now.
That's incredible. And you haven't changed. You've been able to hang around some of the most popular people on the planet,
Yes.
but you're still that humble guy.
Absolutely. I'm here for the people. I told people I build people, not businesses.
Beautiful. What's another takeaway from the book?
You are who you surround yourself with, and I learned that the value of a man, which I've always admired you in this regard, you do this, is a man in my head is judged on his value based on the lives impacted and careers built and support given, not on the accolades, watches, suits, or companies he's built. So you've done that beautifully, and I wanted to thank you for being a figure in my life.
Well, you're too kind. Let's talk about that for a little bit more, because there's a old saying, if you hang around 9 broke people, pretty soon you're number 10.
Absolutely.
Many times we have friends, we have even family that will kind of drag us down.
Absolutely.
How important is it to not cut off these people who are negative, but just maybe
Arm's length.
give a little distance?
Arm's length is everything, because you don't burn the bridge. I don't believe in burning bridges at all, and always giving support and love. But sometimes when people give you the reason to keep them at arm's length and support them when you can, there's power in that, because they're still watching you and they know that you still support them, but they're no longer disrupting your energy when your peace, which I've learned is worth more than anything in this world. I lost all my peace at the end of last year, coming back from touring extensively, and I learned getting it back when the book came out, how valuable it was. The saying, you don't know what you have until it's gone. So I definitely experienced depression this year. I experienced burnout. I experienced, you do a lot of things and people say they have your back, and then you stop touring, you stop doing something, and then out of nowhere those calls stop coming in. You're like,
Well, I mean, you think about some of the greatest bands on the planet.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get burned out.
Yes.
At one point, the Beatles said, "We're not doing any more concerts. We're going to go into the studio," and then suddenly we have Sgt. Pepper's and some of the best music ever written.
Yeah.
I want to show a clip from one of your speeches. It's just a small clip. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Let's have them evaluated. So I'm in kindergarten, I get evaluated, and they go, your sons have ADHD. Okay, let's bring that to a doctor. I had an evaluation of 30 minutes in kindergarten. Brought that to the doctor for a 15-minute consultation. They put me on Ritalin Concerta. That lasted for 10 years. Ritalin's like meth. So I had meth mites. I was scratching my face. I had scabs all over my face. And I was still behind. I still didn't understand what was going on in class. I still was failing all my classes. I still was not getting along with my peers. I was still not being able to read. I didn't know how many letters there were in the alphabet until I was 16 years old. Until I was 16. I could drive before I could know how many letters there were in the alphabet. That's a crazy perspective. So when I went to high school, freshman year was the most terrifying year of my life, because I still didn't know that I had dyslexia. They still thought it was ADHD. We were running off of a diagnosis that was made when I was a kindergarten, and I did kindergarten twice. So that summer, we're like, something's wrong. Let's have them reevaluated. So I got reevaluated by Marta Flom. 2 days extensive, 10-hour days. I went through so many tests. We come back. She goes, your son's got dyslexia. Take him off the meds immediately. At 16, now we're finding this out. So she takes me off the meds. And when you're on medicine for 10 years, your body is chemically balanced, right? You take me off the meds, now my body's like, what the heck's going on? We needed that. So my body gets not balanced, and I balloon up to 170 pounds. I'm 5'3", not the tallest guy.
So powerful. Let's spend a couple of minutes talking about medication, because
Yeah.
these days doctors go to school and all they teach you is how to write a prescription, right? And sometimes the prescriptions interact with each other. And so what are your views on medicine?
I think that the time between me being put on extensive meds and the questions asked and the tests given was less than an hour.
Wow.
But that had long-term effects that ended up physically affecting me for 10 years.
Yeah.
But also mentally and emotionally, it was a lifelong thing where now it's a story and we're helping people with it.
Yes.
But it was 20 years, right? So 10 years of medication affected me for 20 years off of somebody who signed a piece of paper that says, yeah, he's got ADHD, with actually listening to me, my teachers, my parents, and going, okay, that sounds good. He's got ADHD. I think slapping labels in medicine on in under an hour of questions sounds
right.
ridiculous. It's like if I broke let's say if I wrecked my car and we don't know what happened, you know that the police station, everybody's doing more than an hour investigation to see which insurance is going to pay out.
Right.
So why are we not doing that with meds?
And probably since that first diagnosis and that first prescription, things have gotten worse. I think the average time in a doctor's office is 7 minutes. That in 7 minutes, there's no way that they can really understand what's going on with you.
7 minutes.
Yeah. All right, so we have about 3 minutes left, so this is a chance for you to get on your soapbox, look into the camera on the left, and talk to that person who's struggling, who sees themselves as different and don't recognize their superpower.
Awesome. So if you are in your bedroom and you are young and you are struggling in school, or you are struggling to figure out what you want to do, or you are a college student trying to figure out what you're going to do after college, how to monetize this, what your career is, I wanted to let you know the most valuable lesson that I learned this last 2 years is the value of you has no correlation to the job, the title, the income, the house, the car you drive. It has every correlation to the people you help uplift and keep around you, because the value of a man should be tested based on the communities he builds, lives he changes, and the memories he creates. You got this, and I'm here to support you. Please DM me, email me, read the book, let me know what you think, and I think that I'm here to grow together.
Thank you so much. What
Absolutely.
a great way to end this broadcast. We're also going to leave you with his website, which is disfordyslexia.com. The great Dylan Smith. Thanks for coming on the show.
This book is yours.
I can't. Will you sign it to me?
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead and sign it.
Let's do it.
So cool. Thank you, Dylan.
Absolutely, thank you.
Well, I love it that you've dedicated your life to helping others, because so many people figure out something for themselves, but they're not sharing it with the world. And I probably took a lot for you to put all of this on paper.
Absolutely, but it takes people like you who believe in me, that give me that positive force and push to make me go, oh, I am doing the right things. I should continue doing what I'm doing.
Outstanding.
Which is the impact people like you have.
Dylan, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to sign off. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.